Welcome back to the Wealth Boomerang Show. We're chatting to Andy Monks, a Brisbane boy who became a Hollywood hero. Mate, as you were going through the bright lights, what were some of the biggest challenges for you ascending very quickly?
I think it was making the right financial decisions. You know, I wasted a lot of money. I think that was one of them. So having
gold-plated Mercedes? And...
No, more like big nights on the town with not much to show for it except a hangover. Yeah. So things like that. And then also, you know, I think the biggest lessons or challenges, I was always challenged in dealing with people. That's part of working in teams and working, particularly, I mean, I don't know about a lot of other industries, but definitely in the artistic industry, dealing with people's opinions and artistic opinions that are all valid, but not necessarily moving the project forward. So, you know, Happy Feet in particular, we had 300 plus people working on that movie, and you know, so it's managing the politics as well as keeping true to the vision, as well as trying to give everyone an outlet for their creativity. It's a difficult juggling act. You know, I don't know. It is a juggling act, and there's no necessary answer to it. It's having the ability to manage people, provide leadership, as well as let artists express themselves.
Sounds interesting. I mean, I know in my life, you know, being a former financial planner and dealing with people who are left-brain analytical mortgage brokers, that sort of stuff. And then I've discovered the health and the spirituality side. So I'm mixing with the hippies and the Reiki practitioners, and they're very different. But from your business, you're mixing with artistic people who are a completely different breed as well.
That's right.
So, I mean, your 10 years of working with this personal development program, how has that helped you to work with these people who are from vastly different creative spaces as well as headspaces?
Yeah, look, massively. It's been very much a pivotal part of the human being I've wound up being, is that kind of learning and training in leadership. I think the biggest thing I've learned, there's a couple of takeaways, and I do a lot of speaking about this nowadays, but you know, one is always understanding where people are coming from, you know, not taking how people approach you as anything to do with you, actually being able to step into their shoes and look through their eyes, I think is really important. I think also always relating to people as big human beings, as people who are capable, even if their behaviour doesn't line up to that initially. I think relating to people as up to stuff, committed, you know, working around that and working with hundreds of people who are going through whatever they're going through in life or out to accomplish things in life, you start to realise at the core of it, most human beings are really great people who just don't know how to express it. So if you listen to them and you provide it, you know, I think George Bernard Shaw called it the Pygmalion effect, which was the ability to listen to people really large and huge, bigger than they know themselves, and you create a space for them to step into. So I think that's the biggest thing I've learned in life, you know, from that.
You went from a normal person to Hollywood to eating baked beans and having to deal with yourself along the way.
That's right.
So a question for you, because I guess dealing with drugs before, now you don't do that, which is wonderful. Thank you, Malia. How do you get the creative juices flowing? Do you meditate? Do you surf? Do you get into some special creative zone? What do you do now to...
I don't know. I think over the benefit of many years, it's a brain pattern now for a large part. And I do a lot of meditation. I do a lot of meditation, and I don't do very Eastern meditation, even though I've practiced that, which is, you know, concentrating on your breath. I do a lot of more shamanic visualization kind of meditation. So I'm exploring my imagination. I believe my mind is the greatest gift I have. So I do a lot of, music's very inspiring to me. I listen to music and it inspires, evokes things for me, from classical to heavy metal to hardcore electronic music, you know, you name it, it inspires me.
Pretty wide.
Yeah. And I think, you know, I just think the world's an amazing place. I think, and I think mythology inspires me, stories inspire me. So I surround myself, I'm a sponge of stuff around me, I'm a sponge of the world. I wish I could, you know, if I could be purely academic in my life, I would as well, and just explore knowledge and other artists. But, you know, I wish I had 5,000 more hours a week to create what I dream. And I also learned a long time ago with artists is they get blocked up because they get a lot of ideas and they suppress them because they can't make them all. So I learned a long time ago to write a lot. So I spend half my day just writing stuff that I might never ever look at again, but it just keeps, I believe it keeps you as a conduit, you know, keeps you open.
Kind of like the colon cleanse stuff, just letting all that stuff.
Yes, but mentally cleansing it. Yeah, because the mind also produces a lot of
colon stuff.
That needs to be cleansed as well. So cleansing that opens it up to the good stuff.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So the shamanic kind of mystical meditation stuff, you also do Wing Chun Kung Fu.
Yes.
Like, is that some sort of mystical Kung Fu, or is that one of those everybody have fun tonight, everybody Wing Chun?
Well, it's not, I don't think it's mystical. I think it's almost scientific, in fact. But I mean, definitely there's a spiritual aspect to it, and all Kung Fu believes in Qi and the flow of Qi energy, like Tai Chi, and a lot of Chinese based medicine practices. Kung Fu is critical in my life. I achieved my black belt this year after 7 years of work, and the biggest thing I've learned from that is being egoless. To be a black belt, you can't have an ego. You can't be a warrior. You can't be out to fight. You've got to be not out to fight. So it's learning to fight so you never have to. And it's a brutal martial arts, don't get me wrong. Like, that's why you don't see it in tournament fighting, because it doesn't work in tournament fighting. It's designed to annihilate your partner, basically. But, you know, I love it. I love it. It's had me deal with all the fears of being bullied when I was a child, all that stuff. It had me deal with that and confront it one-on-one. And so I love it. It's critical. I get grumpy if I miss it once a week. So, you know, I do it a few times a week. Well, in fact, our whole crew's doing Tough Mudder this weekend, doing that hardcore obstacle course. So I like the physical challenge as well, you know. I've always been a fairly extreme person.
Tough Mudder's pretty extreme.
Yeah, so, you know, going from doing it in a way that's destructive to a way that's now beneficial to my health is much, much more fun.
There's guys doing Tough Mudder who are running, like, not only through the mud, but through ice baths. They also get electrocuted at one point.
That's part of it.
That's beneficial to your health?
Well, no, not necessarily. Maybe for the mind, or just I don't know, just for the fun of it as well.
Fantastic, fantastic.
Yeah.
I love what you said there about becoming egoless and rising to that height so you can actually be completely humbled. We're going to take a break now, and when we come back from our break, I want to ask you more about what you've achieved over the last 7 years since Happy Feet and some of the amazing things that you've done then. Thanks. And you've been very humble with a whole lot of it. So we'll be right back in a thing. Thank you.